Hello friends on Facebook. I'm a little late today, I acknowledge that. For some reason the Facebook app, when I had it in landscape mode, the video looked all like distorted. I was wondering what's going on there. So I'm shooting this in portrait mode. First time I'm getting the opportunity to try out this aspect, so let's see how that works. Now we're getting to embrace new things. But thank you for those of you who are tuning in live, and for those of you who tune in on the replay. And today is another day where we're going to get a chance to stretch together and to celebrate the what's going to be the start of the first day of Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii's stay-at-home mandate. So, I'm going to be suspending my massage appointments. So in the meantime, I would love to still be of service to those of you who are sheltering at home and working at home. And I want to offer you some stretches to help you deal with some of the tensions that come with, sitting and working at your computers all day, and then also the tension of, the challenge that we're all facing, with all the changes that are coming at us so quickly. So now this is a time for us to take some time for ourselves. We're getting the, what's really cool about this opportunity is that we're getting the gift of time, a lot of time to really, take a step back and do some self-care and self-reflection and, address a lot of the things that we were just too busy, we weren't making the time for. So I wanted to, lead by example and be able to, share some of the ways I've been taking the time and embracing this gift of time. And wanted to offer you some stretches, because I know that in my massage practice with my clients, I have in the past few years been combining my shiatsu and bodywork with a system of stretches that I've picked and developed and been tweaking with my clients. And for the clients that have been doing them and use them, we see much better results. If they take the time, and it's just a matter of minutes that they're taking for themselves, instead of subordinating to other people's agendas and other people's priorities and forgetting about themselves. Just taking a few minutes to do these stretches, and they see much better results. The clients that do this come in with less intense trigger points. They come in with fewer trigger points. They get to enjoy their shiatsu, and they feel better, and they're really doing something for themselves. They're actually empowering themselves instead of just being dependent on me to save them, which I don't want to be anybody's savior. I want to help. I'm here to open the door, but it's your responsibility to walk through and to continue taking the steps and making the choices. We all have the power to choose. We have the power to choose how we perceive things. And we have to exercise that choice and continue exercising that choice, choosing what is priority, what is most meaningful, choosing to find the meaning in things. So this is something I want to share with all of you, and these are one of the practices that I personally use and I teach to my clients. So with that being said, let's begin. So the first stretch we're going to do is for our feet, and this is great for any foot pain, which is known as plantar fasciitis. And we're going to be using a tennis ball, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be massaging our plantar fascia, massaging our foot using this tennis ball. Now what's cool about this stretch for our feet is that it actually has effects on other parts of the body. It actually will loosen up your shoulders, and I'll actually show you. So if you're doing this with me, grab a tennis ball, and I want you to reach for your toes and just feel the tension in your legs, your back, and then check and see how far. Can you even touch your toes? Many clients, they're stuck here. So for me, I can touch my toes and kind of get my knuckles on the ground. All right. And let's do my right foot first. So I'm going to start massaging my right foot. Oh, and by the way, one more thing. For those of you who have Apple Watches, if you want to fill your exercise ring, you can do the workout app, and there's a preset for yoga. So I'm going to count this as yoga. Okay, and we're going to massage our foot for 1 minute. Okay, so you're going to step on the ball and roll back and forth. going up to the ball of your foot, to the front part of your heel. Just go back and forth. Back and forth. Now, if this is your first time doing it, it's probably going to hurt. You're probably going to feel a lot of pain points, a lot of trigger points. And those are areas of your body and your nervous system that are holding on to tension because of whatever you're doing, whether you're on your feet a lot, or if you're female and you're wearing high heels, or if you're a runner, or if you're in the service industry, you're on your feet a lot. But that's okay. This allows you to bring those pain points conscious and manually start to equilibrate them. And we're also getting an opportunity to breathe through it too. So what we're doing is we're getting the nervous system regulated, getting the body regulated. Okay. All right, so that's a minute. And for those of you who do it the first time, it's going to be a long minute. For me, this went by quickly because I'm talking. Okay, so now I'm going to show the difference it makes. Okay, so just reaching for my feet, you can see I did the right side. My right arm is much longer because the fascia, the connective tissue in my foot loosened, but it also had a loosening effect that went behind my leg, behind my knee, through the hamstring, right through my back, all the way up to my shoulder. So it loosened up that side of my body. Okay, so now I'm a little lopsided, so let's do the other side. Okay, again, tennis ball. Step on it, lean into it, and roll back and forth. And you want to do this for at least 1 minute. 1 minute's the sweet spot. Go back and forth. And again, you're going to feel those trigger points. It's going to suck initially. But the more you do it consistently, and I recommend you do this at least 2 to 3 times daily, you'll find that the trigger points will start to smooth out. And again, you're going to the ball of your foot, to the front part of your heel. So back and forth. And you want to really put your weight into it. You want to feel the ball squeeze. Now I recommend a tennis ball because it has a nice give to it. Golf ball is too hard. You could use a racket ball. If you want something a little harder than a ping pong ball, would be an alternative. I haven't tried it yet, but I know that there was another entrepreneur that recommended using a ping pong ball. But a tennis ball is great. And thank you to my tennis clients, my massage clients that play tennis. They donated these balls, so we get to be literally and figuratively green. Okay. So that minute is up. Let's check on my arm length again. Okay, it's much more even. And then I can actually get down. I can now knuckle the ground much easier. Okay? I feel like my legs are looser. I can definitely get down more. And then my arms are now even. All right. So that's the plantar fascia stretch. Now, the next stretch we're going to do is for our quads. Now, our quads are one of the larger muscles in the lower body. It's the second largest muscle behind the glutes. And it's a very strong, powerful muscle. And it gets loaded. It works so hard for us. We take it for granted and we forget about it. It works very hard for us. Walking, standing. We need it to get out of bed. So what often occurs with my massage clients is that they end up with lower back pain. And they complain of struggling to get out of bed. And so they think their back's broken, but when they come in and I check them out, I've learned over the years, I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, is that the most painful part of their body is the quads. So when I touch their quads, they scream and they almost want to jump off the table. So I said, okay, great, we got some tension there. Now let's stretch it out. So the next stretch we're going to be doing is the quads. And so the stretch looks like this, and you've probably done this at some point in your life, but I like to do it a little differently. We're going to do it lying down on the side. And Siri said, I'm sorry to me. Hi, Dana. Hi, Patty. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Claudia. Okay, so we're gonna use this couch. So you could use a couch or your bed, and we're gonna lie down on the side and stretch the quad like this, but instead of pulling and standing, so instead of pulling or standing, you're using the back of the wall or something. And you pull your leg back and you use an inanimate object to hold your legs, and then you lean into it. Okay? We're going to do this for 1 minute. While we're feeling the tension in our quads, and if this is your first time, it's going to be very uncomfortable, but you're bringing conscious the pain and the tension that's been loading in your sensory system, your neuromuscular system, your neurofascial system, however you want to look at it. It's bringing conscious what's already there. So it's like, you're lifting up the rug and you go, oh wow, there's a lot of dust under there. So if we've got time to lean, it's time to clean. Lovely quote that I learned from my former girlfriend, who was probably quoting, I don't know where she got it from, but I know some people mentioned it. I'll make sure I cite it properly. So you're going to feel the tension, releasing, your leg loosening. Okay, 1 minute is up. All right. And now we're going to go do the other leg. So we can lay down this way. Again, pull the leg back, the inner side, and we're going to feel the tension release. Now, what you can also do to take this up another notch is you can also reach up. And by reaching up, because again, everything's connected through fascia, you're kind of also adding extra stretch. So if you reach straight up that way, you can feel extra stretch. Yeah, so as I reach and stretch, I'm really feeling more in my obliques, right through my hip flexor. Oh yeah. Now it's starting to really go. Then you want to breathe in. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Just be one with the pain. You actually want to embrace your pain, not run from it. Lean into the pain, breathe through it, and you come out stronger the other side. You actually want to find the pleasure in the pain. And the way you do that is you be present with it. And this is another opportunity to practice presence. Okay, 1 minute is up. All right, so that's the quads. And this is very useful for any knee pain, back pain. The reason why our back gets sore or tightens up is because if this is overworked and overloaded, your legs are not stable. So the back knows that. In fact, your body knows more about what's going on than you do, because there's a lot of stuff that's happening, without your knowledge and happening automatically. I mean, just think about it. If you try to run a cell in your body, yeah, if you had the responsibility and accountability to run a cell in your body, could you do it? So we're very fortunate and very blessed to have this body that does things automatically. And so anything we can do to care for it, take care of it, to help us fulfill our mission and purpose, it's a great thing to do. And again, we're getting the gift of time to do it now. Hello, Malulani. Hello, Ululani. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Lilia. Hello, Liz. Thank you all for joining. That's so cool to get to share this time with you. All right, so we did the quads. The next thing we're going to do is our hamstrings. So we're going to take care of the back of the legs. Okay, so for the hamstrings, we need a wall. So here's our wall. Okay. and we're going to use this wall right here. And let me take off my socks because my floor is a little slippery. Socks. Okay, and I'm going to stretch my right leg first. Okay, we're going to stretch the hamstrings, back of the knee, and the calf. So we're going to use, if you don't have a wall, another great alternative is using a door. And what we do is we put our foot up against the wall or door. I have this little pad here to protect my heel, so you could do it with shoes on, or you could use a little rubber slipper or something to protect your heel. But you dorsiflex your foot up against the wall, lock your knee. You want to make sure you have a nice wide and deep stance. So if I go, actually, we'll just, nice wide deep stance. This right knee is locked, this back leg knee is slightly bent, and the left heel slightly off the ground. We're going to lean forward, lean towards the door, lean towards our right foot, tilt our pelvis forward, and as I tilt forward and put my weight forward, I'm going to feel the stretch go right up the back of my calves, back of my knee, back of the hamstring, right through my glute. And then for our upper body, we're going to put our hands above my head, push and lean in, and really lean in towards the door. I'm going to feel that nice stretch go right through my back of my leg, through my back, and then as I'm pushing and leaning in, it's also stretching my shoulders a bit, although we have some specific shoulder stretches. So let me get my timer started. Okay, we're pushing and leaning in. Okay, and you're going to feel the stretch in the right leg. Okay, if you're feeling any stretch in the back leg, that means your weight is backwards. You need to actually put your weight forward into your right leg, towards the door, towards your right foot. You're going to push your weight forward, lean into it. And again, if this is your first time, that first minute's going to be a long one. But you want to make sure you breathe through it. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay. All right. So that was the right leg. And then let me show you from this angle. I'll do the left leg. Okay, and you get to see it from behind. So we can demonstrate the proper width, because a number of clients, when they initially start, they'll stand like this and they'll be unstable. Because again, their stance is too narrow. Just like having a narrow mind. If you have a narrow mind, narrow stance, you're going to be rigid and unstable. So you want to have a nice wide stance, deep stance. It's like having a wide, open, deep mind. And you have more stability, more flexibility. It's fun how the body is a reflection of the mind, and the mind is a reflection of the body. Okay, so again, we're going to put our left foot up against the wall, dorsiflexed, knee is locked. This back foot, the right leg, the right knee is slightly bent, with my right foot on the ball of the foot. Nice wide deep stance. I'm going to lean forward towards the wall. Put my hands up. I'm going to start the timer. 1 minute. Push and lean in. Push and lean in. Deeply breathe in. Deeply breathe out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. You're going to feel the tension in your left calf, back of the knee, hamstring, through the glute, Release some of the tension that's built up in the shoulders. Leaning into the tension, leaning into the pain. Finding the pleasure in it. Okay. And that is our minute. Okay. Now, this is great for this hamstring stretch, which also is like kind of a total body stretch and kind of looks like downward dog against the wall. Originally, I got this stretch, I was inspired by a channel called Athlean X. So credit goes out to that channel for demonstrating a version of this stretch. I've made some tweaks. But great for releasing a lot of the tension in the calves. For any knee pain, where if you're having pain bending your knee, like squatting, or bending your knee like this, the tension actually is building up at the back of the knee. So, you feel the pain, but if the surface of the knee is not sore, and it feels like it's inside the knee, the trigger points are actually occurring right in the back, in the popliteal fossa, near the popliteal tendon and the popliteal nerve. So this is a great way of releasing a lot of the tension. And actually, when I'm doing work on knees, really brings down the acuteness and intensity. So, perfect for that. And of course, hamstrings. Hamstrings are, often tight. So actually, let's see how my flexibility is now. Okay, now I actually can get my hands on the floor. Ooh, yeah. I can palm the floor, knuckle the floor. Must be working. Okay. So now we're going to go stretch our glutes. And there's 2 ways of doing it, which I will demonstrate. Hi, Linda. Hello, Annette. Hey, Rick. Evan. Lisa, thank you. Polly. There we go. Ah, yes. Ray Kroc. Thank you, Patty. Ray Kroc. Time to lean, time to clean. And do a lot of self-cleaning. Okay, so you can imagine a lot of individuals out there are sitting a lot, whether we're working or Netflixing and chilling or reading a book or spending time with family and friends. So a lot of tension can build up in our glutes. So here's an easy stretch for the glutes and the piriformis. So you take one leg, you put it on the other, like so. And many of us do this often. But the stretch occurs when we lean forward, like this. So just lean forward towards the floor. And you're going to feel it right in here on the right side. Okay, so let me get my timer started. Okay, you want to lean forward, lean into the stretch, lean into the pain. Breathe into the pain. And breathe out of it. Breathe in. And breathe out. And notice I'm kind of wiggling my body around. If you feel like you want to move, go ahead and move. Lovely little regulation technique I learned from my dear friend Lisa. Move your body. As it helps express and integrate some of the emotional energy, the tension energy that can build up from sitting a lot, and especially with all the changes that are occurring so quickly. This gives our body to express and breathe instead of just holding on to it. And then that frees us up to go, live our life with more quality, more flexibility. Okay, that's 1 minute. Okay, so that's doing it that way. Let's do the other side, cross the other leg, and then I'll show the other option. Okay, let's do another minute. Lean forward. Ooh, this side's tighter. Now the left side of the body is the feminine side. The right side is the masculine side. So if there's any symptoms or anything that's occurring on one side of the body, so let's say the feminine side, there can be some challenges or some holding on to some stress. You know, there may be a current issue or an old issue that's unresolved. The right side of the body is the masculine side. So if it's on the left side, check your females, see if there's any challenges that you're dealing with. And on the right side is the masculine side, if you have any males you're being challenged with. Or it may not be males or females, it could be the opposite. Female behaving masculine, male behaving feminine. Or it could be with something in the feminine. Like right now we're being asked to slow down and reflect, flow with, be flexible, which is feminine. Versus masculine, which is about growing and expanding and fire. We're actually, having to embrace the feminine at the moment. Okay. So now, here's the other way of doing it. So that's the sitting method. You can also do it lying down. So if you lie down, put one leg over the other, you can pull towards you like this. So I'm pulling with my legs, both my legs, and pulling with my hands. This is another way of doing it. So let's do this one for about 30 seconds. And then we'll switch. Okay, and I'm stretching the right side, so the leg that's crossed over is the side that's being stretched. Feeling it nice right in here. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, that's 30 seconds there. And actually I'll just lie down facing this way so you can see what it looks like from the other side. Okay, to the next 30 seconds. And again, these stretches, 1 minute's the sweet spot. Get the most bang for your time investment. But you can stretch 90 seconds, 2 minutes if you got the time. But about 1 minute is what works for most people. Again, you're pulling with your legs and then pulling with both arms. Yeah, definitely tighter in this side. Yeah. So after this, I'm getting to do the DeMartini method and go explore any feminine pains in the butt that I'm still holding on to that I haven't said thank you for. Be interesting to see what comes up. Mind body connection there. Okay. So that was stretching the glutes and the piriformis, which is very useful also useful for back pain. That can be one of the secondary sources, and again from sitting so much, but also for people in the service industry from standing a lot. Now, the next stretch we're going to do is we're going to start to move to the upper body, and we're going to stretch the tricep, the rotator cuff, which is supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres. And this is great for getting the trigger points that accumulate here. This is a very classic spot from holding our arms out in front of us. A lot of tension builds up here. So this stretch, it looks like a tricep stretch. I'm going to just set my timer for 90 seconds because I'm going to do a little bit of explanation. Okay, so we're going to stretch the right side, and it's going to stretch right through here. It looks like a tricep stretch, but we're going to add a little variation where we're going to lean. So I'm going to be stretching this, but leaning that way. And we're going to feel that stretch go all the way down the side of our body, all the way down to the hip. Okay, it's going to be, again, stretching through the fascia. And for those of you anatomy trained nerds out there, stretching through the arm lines and the lateral line. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, bend the elbow, and we're going to pull. So I'm doing my right side, pulling to the left, although this is in reverse, so whatever. Right side pulling to the left, and then I'm also going to lean to my left. So whatever side you're doing, if you want to just mirror it. I'm feeling the stretch right through my tricep, right past my armpit. Feel it pulling down the side of my body, down to the hip. Also make sure you have a nice wide stance. And we're stretching, leaning and stretching. Now, your hand may feel a little tingly. Mine is actually a little tingly, going a little numb, and that's fine. Because we're releasing, again, more tension out of the nervous system. And it's temporary. Knows that you're stretching hard enough. You want to make sure you're actually feeling something when you're doing the stretches. If you're doing the stretches and you're feeling nothing, you're not pushing hard enough. Okay. Now when you come out of it slow, because it is going to be feel a little weird, but eventually you just shake it off. There'll be a nice rush, so I'm feeling like a cooling rush, which is again yin energy, feminine energy, cooling. Because again, I was using my arms a lot. Now I'm not going to be doing it. I won't be doing massage very much this week. But I am, on the computer a lot, so nothing's missing. Okay, so that's my right side. Okay, let's do the left. Okay. Again, bend your elbow, pull the elbow, and we're going to pull off to the opposite side. Again, have a nice wide stance for stability. Pull and lean. Pull and lean. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Breathe in and out. Again, you feel some tingling. I'm feeling some pain shoot out to my hand. So I'm just opening and closing my hands to dance with it, regulate through it. You want to surrender to the pain, surrender to the tension, and just allow your body to go where it feels like it needs to go. Okay. All right, and come out slowly. Go ahead, shake it off. All right, so again, we stretched our tricep right through the teres, rear deltoid, right through the supraspinatus, infraspinatus. Really makes a big difference for the trigger points that build up over here. Now, for those of you who foam roll or you like to stick a ball here and do that, do this stretch. Well, test it out first to see what level of how acute it is. Do this stretch, then go back and press on it. You'll be pleasantly surprised at the difference it makes. Then you can actually go deeper with your manual therapy. So with my massage clients, I'll press on the trigger points so that they're aware and I'm aware, and they'll feel it. And then we'll stand up, do the stretch, then I'll go back, and then we'll see what the difference is. And I often find I can go a lot deeper. So this is a great way of really opening up the muscle and the fascia, and then allowing the nervous system to kind of let it not be so defensive, to kind of allow the manual work to go deeper. All right, now for our last stretch today, we're going to do the shoulders, and it's a shoulder lift. Hi, Brian. Hi, Elena. Great to see you. Hey, Jason. Great to see you again. Thank you for watching. I know we got to catch up sometime, so I'll reach out to you. Okay, so for this stretch, again, we're going to use a wall. So I'll be using the door as my wall. And this one is a shoulder scapula lift. Okay? So we'll put our hands up on the wall. Let me set my timer. I'll set it to 90 seconds, then I'll do some talking. Hands up on the wall. Okay, you're going to push and lean in, and you want to stand back about arm's length, far enough where you can kind of put your body in an L. You're pushing and leaning in, and by anchoring into the wall, it's as if the wall is pulling your arms upwards as you lean downwards. And that stretches the arms and stretches the shoulders. And this allows us to get the subscapularis muscle and all the fascia underneath your shoulder blades, underneath your scapula, which is an area where tension builds up and we can't get to it manually, but we can stretch into it indirectly. So for those of you who are familiar with John Barnes's myofascial release technique, I remember therapists would pull the arm to help release the shoulder, and this is a way you can do it on your own. This is a version of that. Similar principle. You're pushing and leaning, and just kind of let your body, your arms and your shoulders open up, sink in, and open up. Then again, breathe in and breathe out. And then your knees, you want to have them slightly bent, not completely locked, slightly bent. Helps create a nice lift to your arms and the shoulders, releasing a lot of the tension that gets stuck on the inside. So it helps to open up the shoulders, because often we're doing this a lot and we end up collapsing. This actually helps open up and reverse that. And it's a very easy way of doing it. Okay, so that's our last stretch for today. Again, just to review, we did the plantar fascia stretch, and 1 minute per side, 1 minute per side, so that's 2 minutes, let's count it up. Then we did the quads, doing this but lying on our sides, okay, that's 4 minutes, okay, and then we did our hamstrings and calves and back of the knees, each side. Okay, that's 6 minutes. Then we did our glutes, each butt cheek. Show it some love. That's 8 minutes. Then we did our shoulders, the tricep shoulder stretch. That's 10 minutes. And then we did this stretch, the scapula shoulder lift, about 1 minute. So where are we at? About 12 minutes, 11 or 12 minutes. So yeah, a little bit of time for yourself. So I know this probably took a little longer, but I was explaining, but once you do it on your own, you can get through it pretty quick. So something that you can do for yourself while you're, spending time at home and, getting to focus on other priorities. So I'd like to thank you all for joining me today. I will be doing this daily, so if you want to just, join in and, hang out online, we're getting the opportunity to really embrace the online. Would love to see you on future stretches with me. And I'd love to hear about what your favorite stretch is. So what was your favorite stretch today? And also later on in future live streams, I'd love to hear about what kind of results you're getting too. So please come back and revisit. I will be doing this daily at 12:15 Hawaii. That's 3:15 Pacific and 6:15 Eastern. I was a little late today because there's something weird with the camera, but I think actually the vertical orientation works better. I'm actually, because it's more aligned with my body. The other one was kind of wide, so I think we'll switch to this orientation. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and again, thank you Renee, thank you Gail, and yes Lisa, about the same time every day, barring any technical difficulties or any surprises. But if not, you also can catch the replays, and I'll also be archiving them on YouTube as well. So, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Elena. Ooh, thank you. Coming from you, thank you. All right. talk to you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow. And be safe, get your rest, drink your water, eat well, focus on priority, live by your values. For those of us who are doing the deep arm Tini method, great time to do your work. All right, I'm going to go do some collapse work now. All right, bye.